If y'all just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles and it ain't no fucking limits. I got Crystal Jacobs on the motherfucking couch. You see, we got the background music. So if you listen on Spotify and Pandora, this is your music. Oh yeah, I love that picture. Y'all, if you just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles and it ain't no fucking limits. I got Crystal Jacobs on the motherfucking couch. 3Pennies Photography. So if you're watching on Facebook, make sure that you share the live. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button. Now, I am going to play some music. That way, one. Babe?
She just wanted to come visit.
Right. Where's your daddy? Because I definitely appreciate y'all for coming through. Share the live, share the live.
I appreciate the money cause I grew up in the struggle. Appreciate the hood cause it taught me how to hustle. Went through some hard times when I was down on my knuckles. I appreciate the ones who stuck around, just know I love you. I appreciate the long days in the trap. Appreciate the road every time I made it back. I appreciate the hard tin in that white. A nigga play with me, he don't appreciate his life. Don't appreciate his work. And I appreciate the things that I've been through cause it shaped me to be who I am. And I promise it's the truth. Handle my business, I'm counting my days, cutting off a couple niggas and continue to make my moves, yeah. I got shit that I gotta do. Play with me, then you a fool. Keep playing with me, you wanna be lazy. I'm tryna be nice, but you keep pressing my case and my baby. Something ain't right with this picture I see. So I'll cut you off to keep my energy. You say you love me, then why is there peace? Don't need you in my life, just wait and you'll see. I appreciate the money cause I grew up in the struggle. Appreciate the hood cause it taught me how to hustle. Went through some hard times when I was down on my knuckles. I appreciate the ones who stuck around, just know I love you. I appreciate the long days in the trap. Appreciate the road every time I made it back. I appreciate the hard tin in that white. A nigga play with me, he don't appreciate his life. Don't appreciate his life. Come to me, you better come with some respect. Some respect. In my feelings, I'm just telling you what's best. Keep it real, you got animosity. I'm not tripping, but you gon' respect me. I'm not stressing what you talking about. Even if my head has come through to make you walk it out. You keep on rapping, but people come back and tell me what you be saying. You got me giving them a Grammy. And I appreciate my real niggas, my family and friends. The struggle only made me just be greater within. I know the people that surround me keep it real. Cause half the ones I keep around, I'm managing. I appreciate the money cause I grew up in the struggle. Appreciate the hood cause it taught me.
Y'all, welcome in. It's the Couch Chronicles, and it ain't no motherfucking limits. Hey, cousin. Shout out to everybody that's watching the couch. I love y'all so much. If you're watching on YouTube and you probably like, oh, damn, am I tripping? Is it? Yeah, it's kind of, the screen is cracked, but it's okay. It's still there, okay? If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button. If you're watching on Facebook, share the live. Follow my guest on all social media. Her name is Crystal Jacobs, 3Pennies Photography. Make sure that you share, support. She did all the weddings for my all the weddings, all the photos for my wedding. And when I tell you, let me just give you an example. First of all, shout out to Andrell. This is one of our wedding gifts. I never got to show it, but I'm so glad because I was holding it for some reason, but now I know why. All of these photos was taken by 3Pennies Photography as well. So I don't know if y'all can see this, but this is one of our wedding gifts. And also 3Pennies. Beautiful, beautiful pictures. On the blanket. Isn't that beautiful?
Love it.
So, y'all, when you mess with her, she is definitely going to make sure that you get everything that you need. She's going to get the best shots. Trust me when I say the best shots. Because some of the shots, I was thinking they was going to be ugly. I was going to be looking. Because usually when people, the only person that ever gets me good is my wife. So I was thinking, okay, I'm about to be looking like a monkey. I'm about to be looking like a horse. And she had me looking good. I was looking like a motherfucking, okay.
And I said, I promised you before.
Mm-hmm.
You and I even met you.
Yeah.
You would love them.
She did, and she literally kept her word. I love it. I'm excited to have you here.
I'm excited too.
I had to get you on the couch immediately because number one, this is who y'all need as a photographer. If you're not using my wife, this is who you need. I'm telling you, 3Pennies Photography. Now, one, how did you come up with the name of your business?
Well, 3Pennies, the name came from my sister.
Mm-hmm.
She passed away in 1992. She was hit by a car and she passed away. I found her after it happened. She had 3 pennies in her pocket when she passed away. And that's where I got the names 3Pennies Photography. When 3Pennies first came about, it was actually 3Pennies Consultants. We did model consulting for former photographer Andrew Martin. And after that, it was handed over to me by my daughter's stepmom, and I turned it into photography. It's been going ever since like 2018.
Wow. So it started off as a consultant.
Yes.
Okay.
And we still do model consulting. I'm building a model wardrobe for 3Pennies for those who are not fortunate enough to have things to model in or wear. And so you can hit me up for that too. So.
Shout out to Nicole. We see you.
Hi, Nicole.
She's like, well, that's me, Nicole. We see you, Nicole.
Love your face, Nicole.
Now, what's your biggest passion?
Photography. I tell everybody that the love and passion I have for my photography makes my heart breathless. And it really does. It does.
I could tell. I really can.
Thank you.
That's one thing that, one of the reasons why I wanted you, because I was like, oh, like the passion it reminded me of my wife's passion, and she picked up the camera, and she's been actually having a camera since she was a kid, but she actually picked it back up and was like, you know what, I really, really want to do this.
And see, mine didn't start. I never even knew that I had that passion until about 2018. Andrew Martin, who was I met at a baby shower. He's a on the side photographer. He did it for a hobby.
Right.
Retired veteran. And I became his assistant. Started his Facebook page because he said he put his work out there. I was like, why not? You know, you're really good at what you do. So in July 2017, I created his Facebook, ran it until he passed away. And 3 years ago in January, and I've been carrying that with me along with my sister, and it drives me to keep going and keep wanting to do what I do.
Right. You and him were really close.
Yeah, we were. We became very, very close friends in a short amount of time. Very short amount of time. We met, and it's like we've known each other forever.
Wow. Did you know he was going to pass away, or how did that happen?
I had a feeling something was wrong with him, but he never said. And anytime I would ask him about it, he would deny it, of course, and act as if he didn't know what I was talking about. But we found out in December 23 years ago, 2020, that he had esophageal cancer. And he died 1 month to the day after his 50th birthday. January 29th. His birthday was December 29th. And we were talking before that, and he asked me, you know, I wonder if I'm going to see my 50th birthday. And I said, you will. You will. And he did. And a month later, he passed away.
Wow. That's heavy. That's heavy. Did you go to school for photography?
Nope, I did not. I've not been to school. I'm self-taught. Everything I've learned, I've taught myself, and I've learned from other photographers, Andrew, people in the industry, modeling, photography industry, all on my own. Usually, if I have a question, Andrew would be the one that I would go to.
Right.
And now it's, you know, I'm sure he shows me in spirit how to do it, and I figure it out. And I do it on my own.
Right. Do you ever want to go to school for it, or is it something that you're proud of to just be self-taught and to say, hey, this is something that I've done on my own from the jump?
I don't want to go to school for it. I'm more than proud of how far I've come and how well I've done and my knowledge and what I have today. Because I tell everybody that a true photographer is not schooled. They're born with it in their heart and soul.
Facts.
And it's true. You can tell a difference between a school photographer and someone who has the real true passion that they were born with it. You can see it in their images, and they say if you can look at an image and you can feel and see the story, you've done something right.
Facts. Wow. You model as well, so
Yes, I do.
Do you
Occasionally.
Do you like to be in front of the camera or behind the camera more?
Yeah, that's iffy. I have my moments. Sometimes I like to be behind it. Sometimes I like to be in front of it. I have a few people that I work with, other photographers who, when they come around or we get together, I'll jump out there just for the heck of it. And a lot of times they all turn out great, even though it was the last minute and spur of the moment. I did a shoot a few months ago with a friend of mine I met in Galveston when I went, Colt Stone of Cool Steam Photography. We were both like, I was tired. I've been working all day. I was sweaty, hot, and everything else. And I said, I don't know if I think this will turn out just fine. We just jumped in and did it, and they turned out great. But that was the first time I jumped in front of the camera in quite some time. I spend most of the time behind it. But I will get out there and do both.
And she looks amazing.
It's good to know both sides of the rope. That way you can help people who are new and coach them in ways to stay safe and whatnot, especially modeling, especially females in modeling. You can't be too safe.
Exactly. Now, how do you put your business out?
Facebook, Instagram, business cards, word of mouth. Just pass it along. I have a few people that I work with that I've been working with since day one. Jessica Smallwood, and multiple other ones. I have a lot of people that have really supported me and helped me along the way. And my very first photo shoot I did was I was doing some finding myself kind of thing. I did some body art. I did 2 sessions of body art to try to love me again. And I edited the images for it because the photographer didn't do the editing part. So Antoine Rambo says, how would you like to edit your own pictures? I was like, what are you talking about? You like the way I edit? He's like, yeah, I want you to come take your own. I'll put my camera in your hands and you can take pictures of me. So we set it up, and that's what I did. He was my first photo shoot. He fell in love with the images too. It was the first one I'd ever done. I was nervous. We had fun. And we get together, even now, as often as we can and shoot like a memory kind of thing or something we keep going every year. And we got together a couple years ago and did it. But I have a lot of people that I can thank and I'm very grateful for who have supported me and helped me along the way. And I couldn't be more thankful.
Right. That's dope. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in right now. I see you, Angela. Okay, you made it to the couch. Y'all, if you fucking with the couch, make sure you drop the couches. Make sure that you follow Crystal Jacobs on all social media. Also, 3Pennies Photography. Make sure you follow, support, share, share, share. It's all about love, support, good energy, positive vibes, and that's all we trying to do is spread that love, okay?
Yeah, Nicole, maybe I can make this Vegas trip.
Yes. Make sure you follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook and TikTok. My main Instagram and TikTok, which is, also my .com, THARealJANELL.com, and CouchChronicles.NoLimits on Instagram. Y'all, hey, like I said, it's all about love, support, good vibes, and positive energy. I love y'all too. Now, what's the most profitable thing that you do right now?
Profitable? Yeah, I'm not really out there like I want to be. I want to, I've got the dreams of a studio and things to put in it whenever it comes about.
Right.
I don't really push it as much as I probably should. And I'm trying to get myself into doing it more to get more paying clients and whatnot. I'm not in it for the money, and that's why it's hard for me to charge or put myself out there to charge, because I do it for the passion and the love I have for it, and the smile on other people's faces when I give them those images, and they say, oh, I look so bad behind a camera, blah, 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 and then they look good and they smile, and they're happy, and it makes me feel good to know that I've done that for them.
Now, how are you supposed to make, money? Like, if you're doing it for, I mean, I understand, I get it.
No, I want to get it out there. I need to get it out there more, because I do want to have a studio eventually, and I want something to leave for my kids one day when I'm not here.
Right,
and
because it's not anybody that's going to be watching, and I'm probably sure they're like, oh my God, a free photographer, I'm about to hire her right now.
It's very hard for me to get people on my bandwagon with my photography and to work for me because of the sentimental value behind it. I haven't found anybody that has and shares that same passion as the meaning that I have for it, like I do.
Mm-hmm.
And until I do, it's gonna be hard to find somebody to work for me or have worked for me. I mean, I have a lot of support system, people who put me out there,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that's I appreciate it very much. It's just hiring somebody for that one job. It's very hard because
Well, what's that one job?
just beside me, work with me, help me, put me, be myself, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But unless they have that same passion and love that I do, and in my sister's memory, it's hard for me to just take anybody on.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be
Because
able
they
to
got to
feel
be paid.
Yes, I have to feel that energy. I have to know that they're going to want to do it, and have the love and passion for it like I do.
Right.
So
But
I've
here's
come
the
across a
thing:
few
is
people.
what if you find somebody, but they want to be paid?
They'll get paid. I'll get myself out there, and
So then you have to get paid.
Yeah.
You can't just pay them if you
no,
don't
I know,
get paid.
I know.
We gotta get you paid, girl.
I know.
Yes, I understand, y'all. A passion is a passion. I have a passion too. Now, there's a lot of stuff that I do for free. I give away studio sessions. I do a lot of stuff like that. I teach people how to work Pro Tools, all of that. But doing photography, that takes a lot. Like
It does.
and then you editing and you.
It takes a
and
lot
it's
of time.
Beautiful pictures.
And you take time from not only your own life but your family too to get those
Yeah.
pictures done for the people you take them for.
And
And
if
it
I'm
is-
family and I'm watching you, I'm like, wait a minute, and
It's
you coming back home with
time-consuming.
nothing except for the photos, talking about fuck a memory. You better bring that money with you. That's the right
And I
deal.
know my sister would want me to do that also, and I know
Right, she
she's
probably like
right
sis.
along with me, probably kicking me in the rear because I'm not doing, pushing it more out there.
Yeah.
And I want to, and I do, and I went to New York City twice.
Okay.
Shot the beautiful fashion tour in September 2022,
Yes,
or
that
no,
was
February and September 2022, 2 different times, and I've got my name out there that way. When I was there in September,
Right.
and I seen the coordinator of the show, he's like, "Oh, 3Pennies," he remembered from February.
Yeah.
So that made me feel good that he remembered who I was and like shouted at me across the room. And I've been welcome to come back again, and I had a chance to go to Paris when we were there in September, but it was 4 weeks away. I didn't have my passport yet. It was 4 weeks from the time we got back from New York. So that time period, I didn't have, enough time to get everything done.
Right.
But eventually, when the time's right, it'll happen. It'll happen when it's supposed to.
Exactly. Now, where exactly are you from?
I'm from Oklahoma. I was born and raised here.
Okay.
Grew up in
What part of Oklahoma?
Moore,
Okay.
and that's where we lived when my sister passed away. We moved from there after she passed away in '93 to Purcell, and I grew up down there, got married, spent a long time down there, left in 2009 when I divorced, and I've been up this way ever since.
Okay. What's your biggest accomplishment?
My biggest accomplishment, New York City.
Mm-hmm.
When I went to New York for the first time in February, I'd never flown before.
Right.
Never been on a plane.
I don't like flying.
I was scared. I was nervous. I tried to find everything I could to talk myself out of going because of fear of change and fear
I get
of
it.
flying and being scared and letting all these things in life, hold you back. But that first trip, I conquered my fear
Right.
of flying, and now I can't wait to get back up there again because it's gorgeous. I love it. It's beautiful.
And you can take
Flew
some
up. We
pictures,
started
right?
flying over New York City that first time, and I'm like, oh my God, is it really that big? Because I'd never been there before.
Right.
It's huge, and it's crazy huge.
Right. So what is all of this? Isn't that accomplishments?
Yes, this is accomplishments too.
Let's talk about that.
I've been published a few times. This is my first.
A few. Do you know how many a few is?
Well,
That's more than a few.
I'm not the kind of person to brag about things.
Y'all listen.
I
It's
do,
not
but I
about
don't.
bragging, but she literally didn't even tell y'all how many she had. She talking about a few. When she pull up, y'all, this is not a few. Look at this. A few is 3.
And that's not all of them either. I haven't. That's just I have like 3 or 4 that I haven't bought yet. So.
You see? Okay, now let's get into it.
My first publication was in November 2020 at the Holy City down in Wichita. And it was kind of a freak, weird kind of accident kind of thing. I was with another photographer, and he wound up getting published in this magazine. And I was like, hey, that's my picture. Did you realize that they put my picture with yours? Because we were together.
Right.
And, doing the same shoot. He's like, no, but I'll make sure I correct it and let him know that
Right.
this one's yours. So we did. And before the magazine came out, they fixed it. Thank God. It's this one here.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
That is Alanis and Harley. First time I was ever published was with these two.
Let me give y'all a little close up. That's this one right here. Where can they find this magazine?
It's Misfit Magazine. You can find them on Facebook. They're alternative magazine, international and national.
Okay, okay.
My sister, when she seen that for the first time, she borrowed the magazine for a while to go show it off and brought it back with this cover on it. Told me I need to get some more. So it's been in it ever since.
Yes, as it should.
Let's see, we've got. Where's the next one? Like this one here.
Now, how do you get published in the magazine? Can you tell maybe any of aspiring photographers that's watching?
You know, I don't wait on somebody else to post me and to put me out there. When it comes to magazine publications, I go out there and I do it myself. I throw myself in there, put my pictures in there, and if they pick me, they pick me. If they don't, they don't, and they have a few times.
So how do they So how do you know where to go and
They're all on Facebook. You look them up individually. There's a whole bunch of them. This one is Monstyle Magazine. I'm actually published in it as a photographer and model. And this one here.
That's dope.
And this also has my story, a little bit of my story and who was involved in it.
That is so fucking dope. So not only was she a photographer, but she was also a model in this. Now,
They got me on both on that one.
so if you're a photographer and you're listening, basically look up a magazine and see where they're doing a photo shoot and show up to that motherfucker with your shit.
Now there's plenty of Facebook pages with for photographers and models to collaborate on and get together and do stuff, photo shoots to help each other get out there. And it's a really good support system. I mean, I can't tell you how many photographers I know as well as models that support each other. And it's not about who's going to get there or who's doing better. It's we're all going to do good. We're all going to climb that ladder together.
Facts.
And we're going to, do it and support one another without any hesitation. And that, to me, to be in that kind of world is new.
That's
Because I've never had people that I looked up to or that I wanted to be like. I had people that I wanted to run away from. And as soon as I could, I did. Because I didn't have good role models.
Right.
And now that I do, and I've met a lot of different people in this industry and outside of it, it's a whole different ballpark, a whole different world.
Right. That's dope.
So we've got that one, and
I didn't see what was in lipstick. What happened to lipstick?
oh, there's several. I got several. There's some that I have not even purchased yet of lipstick, but this one I believe.
So you're in lipstick a lot.
Yes, several times, and there's there was a black and white I did that Alanis Taylor was in that I was published. I haven't got that one yet, and there's several other ones that I haven't gotten, but I will in time.
This is dope, y'all.
I made a promise to myself whenever.
It says, Crystal, I need that photo and your story for publication. Yes. They said, what magazine was that?
Which one? The Monstyle?
Yeah, I think it was the last one with you in it. Is this it?
No,
Oh, that's not it. Maybe this is it.
Yep, that one there.
Okay, it's called what?
Mod Style.
Mod
Mod Style
Style.
magazine on Facebook.
Mod Style on Facebook. Yes, it's this one. This is the one with her story in it. Mod Style. What?
It's got the
Issue 2, January 2021. Yes.
yeah. So have fun trying to find those because I'm not sure. Even myself, I haven't figured out how to go back and.
What? It's easy.
Yeah.
I found mine.
So Lipstick magazine, yes, I have several with them as model and photographer.
I'm gonna skip
This
this next
one-
question, talking about how you come up with your prices. Free.
You know what? I'll answer that question.
Okay.
Andrew used to go. He would start at a basic $150 for just regular photo shoot, depending on what you want, where you want it, how you want it done, how many people are involved would, determine whether or not the price went up. So 150 flat rate is where I start and go up from there. It just all depends on where you go, how much time's put into it. And then I go and I reach out to other photographers who are out there, more than I am, and I ask them, how they go about doing their pricing and whatnot, and they help me with that too.
Okay, that's what's up. Y'all, if you just now tuned in, it's the Couch Chronicles, and it ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 Central Time. Follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook and TikTok, Couch Chronicles No Limits on Instagram, my main YouTube, Instagram, and my .com, which is THA Real JANELL. Shout out to everybody that is watching. I see all the comments. Hey. It says, Crystal Jacobs, I remember you for more. Message me when you get done. Tammy!
In case I forget, would you mind sending me a message? Because I will probably
Yes,
not
Tammy sent
remember.
her a message right now.
My
You can
personal
take a picture.
Right, this is the issue 7, volume 9 of Lipstick in 2021. This is Harley Parks. We were in Galveston with a group of photographers and models.
Uh-oh, 3Pennies Photography. You see it real big up there.
Jonathan Frederick put this trip together in 2021, that summer, and I went with them. We played in the ocean. I got to be Queen of the Ocean for the day, and I've got pictures of, actually, some of those are published too.
That is dope.
So there's that one.
Yeah, listen, if you are looking for publishing for your photography, this is the person you need to be talking to. Like, I would be like, yo, what is it that I need to be doing? I'll be sucking up all whatever information that she has, like a sponge.
Yeah, all my information I've gathered on my own.
See,
On my
that's
own.
dope, and you can teach other people. That's dope as fuck.
Yeah, there's some people they get a little butthurt and upset when they're not posted. Photographers, whatever, when people don't run out and post them all the time, or they don't mention them. And I understand it does get frustrating, but one person that I talk to quite often about that specific thing, I'm like, you know what? Stop worrying about that and put yourself out there. I have done all these things myself. I put myself out there to get published. I quit worrying about all this petty stuff and do it myself, because who can you count on? Yourself.
Exactly.
Stop worrying about everybody else to do it. Do it for you.
Right.
And then you'll get somewhere.
And the biggest person that's going to support your business is yourself.
Yes.
Seriously,
That's for
I don't
sure.
care what nobody says. You are your biggest support system. And then your mate. But you are first. You. So, y'all, if you doing something, I don't give a fuck what type of business it is, whether it's prostitution, whether it's photography. I don't care what it is. You do it to the best of your ability. You get that money. You get that bag. If you haven't already streamed my new single, Shit Talk, make sure you go stream it now. All you got to do is type in JANELL, and Shit Talk is streaming on all digital platforms. If you want to support the couch, you can Cash App or PayPal. Listen to that, my baby. You can Cash App or PayPal or Chime, THA Real JANELL. We still have a honeymoon jar.
Yeah, I have mine too. It's at the house. It's sitting on my dresser.
If you guys want to support, you can send the money. And you can Cash App, PayPal, or Chime. THA Real JANELL. Let's get back to it.
And this one is February 2021, issue 5. It's another mod style. This is Jessica Smallwood. We had done a photographer meet, get together at Nature's Park here in Oklahoma City.
She got that Kleenex nose, y'all. You know, like the commercial. You know, like the little commercial. She got that nose, y'all. Let me get a close up on this nose. It's cute.
It's Jessica Smallwood.
Oh, Kleenex
I started
nose.
working with Jessica for the first time.
Girl, how are you? Oh, okay. It says good job, Mom. I was like, girl, you up there texting us.
Don't confuse us. That's my 12-year-old at home on my computer.
Hey, Mom.
Hi.
That's what it says. Hey, Mom. Oh, no, it says good job, Mom. Mom. Oh, Mom.
That's my 12-year-old at home on my computer, being the internet savvy for everybody who isn't internet savvy. Her name's Peyton.
Hey, Peyton. Hello, Peyton from the couch. Ew. That's cool as hell.
Okay, and then we got Apex Empire, which is...
Oh, that one is a little bit sexy.
Let's see.
Hold Oh. Is
No,
this
it
a sexy
doesn't
edition
say-
or?
You don't have the issue or stuff on the front page.
Or is it? Because it's the sexy edition, baby.
Yep.
I think you got to type in sexy edition because y'all these pictures is.
Again, Harley Parks in Galveston.
I love that picture. I like especially the one on the back.
Yeah.
No, I'll turn them on.
Harley and I have worked together quite a bit.
No, you ain't even show that.
No, it's the same one and the other one.
So I still want them to see it.
But anyway,
Oh.
Harley and I have been published together quite a few times. We work together quite often.
Mhm.
I'll explain later.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably my biggest spread, which is Rose Thorn magazine, and the issue is, or volume 1, issue 3. It doesn't have the year. So we'll start here. We've got Harley Parks right here.
So she's a huge model, huh?
Yeah, we work together often. Like I said, we even went when we went to Galveston. Her and I wrote together,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the first time we started working together.
Mm-hmm.
And we've done it ever since. It's been a minute since I've seen her, so she needs to get out of her hole and come see me so we can shoot with my new camera and my new
Right.
mirrorless.
Right. So do you look for like people to, just, maybe do stuff like for your?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I know quite a few models. This specific photo shoot was one that Harley had put together at Lake Hefner. And again, another photographer model meet is where I took these of her.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my biggest spread. Like I said, it's
Just,
4 pages.
Oh, my wife, I love you so much.
Here's the other 2.
That's dope.
So
That's
and
that right there.
Yeah, we work very well together, and that's what I tell people.
I'm sure she kissed you on the forehead every time she done.
We're like, I kiss her on the forehead, be like, oh my gosh, we did great.
Yeah.
But you have those that you work well with, and those who you really vibe with, and when you have that good connection with them, it just flows.
Right.
And it works out great.
Mm-hmm.
And not very often you get that.
Right.
But I try to have that good energy and put it out there to make anything possible.
Mhm.
Most of the pictures that were taken of me were spur of the moment,
Mhm.
not really
But they
planned.
came out beautiful, like it wasn't. The
Yes,
spur of the moment.
and I tell everybody, some of the best pictures are unplanned pictures.
Mhm.
Not that 1, 2, 3 cheese. It's the ones that you don't plan for.
Right. Now, what has been the toughest situation that you've had to deal with?
As far as what? Anything? Losing my sister. I was 13, she was 15. That was probably one of the hardest things that I've been through in my life, and being there that I found her, that's forever burned in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't take that night back at all, because she made me the woman and person that I am today.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at today.
Mm-hmm.
And be the person that I've become and the strength that I've gained because of what happened with her.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, I miss her every single day. It kills me.
Right. So I was going to ask this specifically because I know sometimes people, when they meet people and they like, oh, that happened years ago, you possibly couldn't be going through that. I specifically want to ask you this next question. Do you still find yourself crying? And
I do.
Just
I
like
do.
it happened yesterday?
There was quite a few years where I would tell my story and I couldn't do it without crying. And then I came to a point in my life, probably around 2017, where I could tell my story to inspire people and not cry.
Mm-hmm.
And the tears were there, but I wasn't uncontrollably crying
Mm-hmm.
to where you can understand what I was saying. Now, I don't tell people my story to feel sorry for me. I tell them so that they know why I am the way that I am, who I am, and what made me this way.
Right.
What brought me to where I am and what I've become and what I've been through. She's been my biggest inspiration and my biggest fan, even though she's not here. She is here with me all the time. And not a day goes by that I don't miss her and I don't think about her.
Mm-hmm. Y'all was really tight growing up.
It was hard. My mom had 5 kids. Her and I were the middle 2. So it was, we were pretty close. When mom would let me do something, she would be the person to go talk her into it. Like the year she passed away, a week before the state fair was here.
Mm-hmm.
And I had fractured my arm and I had a half splint on my cast on my arm, and mom wouldn't let me go because I was hurt. It's like, oh no, I took it. I was like, no, mom, I'm fine. Like, it hurts,
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted her to see I was okay because I really wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that I got to go because my sister died a week later. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have been able to get out and go that night. We went with our older brother and her best friend, my brother's friend, and we had a really good time. And exactly a week later, she passed away. And that was the last time we done, like, memory that I really have that's still there, that's not bad. And it's a good memory to remember. There's very few that I remember that are good memories. And a lot of that's because of trauma. And my thyroid disease gives me brain fog. But it sucks to not be able to remember certain things from growing up because I want to be able to. I want to be able to share that with my kids and tell them the good things and the happy moments. But there's only one other memory that I can tell them that's a happy memory that I remember was with my sister, their aunt that they will never get to meet. And that's, one of my birthday. It was my 12th birthday. My mom was a single mom and she worked at the nursing home at night. So, she didn't have a lot of money to take care of you, do whatever. And every time my birthday rolled around, everybody was always broke. And me and my sister were laughing about it here recently. I was like, it's true. I said, every time my birthday comes around, everybody's always broke. And she starts laughing. I was like, yeah, because it's true. And she's laughing her butt off. I'm like, yeah, because it's true.
Right.
It's like, well, I can't help it. It just always worked out that way because, my birthday's in July. And I'm a summer baby. And me and my little sister Millie were down at the pool swimming. We lived in apartments off 240 Los Pueblos. And my sister Robin told us, she said, y'all stay down here and I'll come get you here a little bit when I'm ready. So she comes back down to the pool to get us and tells us to come back to the apartment and get back over there. And she went in and she got everything she could find in the cabinets, the refrigerator, didn't matter what it was, green beans or whatever, and put it all on the table and threw me a birthday party because my mom wasn't there. And didn't have a cake, but she made something up to be a sort of cake. And just to show me that I wasn't forgotten for once on my birthday. And that's the one that I actually really do remember, the one I never forgot.
That's dope. That's dope as fuck. Now, I do want to kind of touch on the memory fog. Can you give more details about?
I have hypothyroidism. I was diagnosed in 2009. In October that year, after I divorced my ex-husband. When I divorced in 2009 in May, I weighed 300 pounds. I didn't know I had thyroid disease until October that year, and that's what was causing my weight gain and the irregular periods and all that stuff. The whole 9 yards, because it works with the main, the main hormone in your neck, and it really affects you. It does. It takes a toll. Your hair thins out. You're sensitive to the cold. All kinds of stuff, whole list of stuff. It was crazy. While I was pregnant with my daughter Peyton, and I found I was pregnant with her in 2009, October, after my thyroid disease. I lost like 2 humans, it seemed like, and everybody's like, oh, she's on drugs. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So when someone had taken a picture of me and I seen it from a different view, I realized why they were saying that, because I was losing weight. I lost over 100 pounds when I was pregnant. Everybody's like, you're not, I asked the doctor, I said, I'm losing weight. I said, is that okay? He said, as long as the baby's gaining weight, it's fine. She was 5'12", I believe. So I lost all this weight, and she was a 5-pound, 12-ounce baby. And she was healthy.
Right.
I've pretty much kept the weight off ever since. It gives you that foggy brain where you remember things, but it's more of if it's triggered, like past memories of when my kids were growing up. My oldest daughter's 27. I was a young mom. She'll be 28 actually at the end of this month. She'll mention certain things, and I'll sit there and be like, yeah, I remember, but I really don't, until something triggers the memory. It makes me remember. And it makes me feel so bad because I don't want my kids to think that I don't remember their memories of them growing up or when they were kids or whatever.
But it's not your fault.
I don't ever want them to think that I don't remember, because I don't want to not remember. Because I do, it just takes a minute to pull it back through.
Right. It's got to be like a smell or a certain key word. Or
exactly. Or a certain time and place. I tell everybody I'm like Dory. She's my long lost twin sister. And the resemblance is real. I have a picture to prove it. But because I get sidetracked very easily, especially with my kids. I have 4. The ones that are left at home are almost 13, 9, and 5. And the youngest 2 give me a run for my money, literally. And my son, my son Chase, he has ADHD, so he's always bouncing off the walls like a ping pong ball, and he don't ever stop. It's like, I just want to just grab hold of him, just stop, don't move. But because his brain's constantly going. But it's been definitely a crazy road with him because I've got 3 girls and they hand me the boy and I'm like, what do I do with this one? I have all girls. First boy, I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? So, but we've done good. Chase is 9, Scarlett's 5, and Peyton will be 13 in July. My oldest will be 28 at the end of this month. My oldest 2, they have a very good, amazing bond. They make me proud every single day, especially with their closeness. And people get jealous of that closeness, and I've seen it. And they thrive to want to take it, and they can't, you know?
What's that about?
They can't take it. They can't take away the bond that the 2 of them have, no matter what. Nobody will ever break that. And as with all my mistakes in life and how many times I've screwed up and my wrong choices, when my kids get together and they act the way that they do, and they're as close as they are, they love each other as much as they do, I tell myself I must have done something right. I must be doing something right somewhere.
Right.
Even though 9 times out of 10 they don't want to listen, or they, are constantly, Scarlett, she's, got this fetish for eggs and busting them everywhere. I don't know why, but she does.
That's funny.
And she likes, we lived in Moore. She went in the kitchen, she was cooking, and oh my gosh, what a nightmare. What a nightmare. I have pictures of that too somewhere.
Please send it to me.
Oh my
That is
gosh.
funny. Hey, Scarlett, I can't wait to meet you.
She put salt in my mom's coffee pot and the coffee grounds, and she put something in her brand new tub of coffee, and I'm going, oh my gosh, why? But, through all the heartache and the hard time raising and being a single mom, I wouldn't take it back for the world.
Right.
And they drive me crazy, and I would wring their necks sometimes, and I would be the first to tell my kids that my kids are or anybody that my kids are assholes, because they are sometimes. They really are, but they're sweet as can be too.
Right.
I mean, everybody's like, oh, Chase and Scarlett especially, they're so sweet. They're so sweet. They're so cute. I said, don't let them fool you. Because I promise you, they're not sweet like that all the time. I promise you, they're not. And Peyton, she's my
This is
quiet
hilarious because you don't really get to hear this side from a mom. Like, and moms be feeling like this.
I'm sure my kids are something else. They really are. Peyton, she's my quiet one. She's more like I was at the teenage years where she's at now. Real quiet and shy. And I was that same way. And she's me all over again.
Right.
And looks at all. And everybody's like, where's Peyton at? She don't talk much. She's just quiet. She's a very quiet person. She's
observant.
But out of the younger 3, she's the best one. Out of the other one, she listens most of the time, but she's really good help. She helps with her younger siblings, and she helps me. Aww. And she's been a really good support system too. Even though she gets on my nerves when she don't want to quiet her mouth, but she gets that from somebody else will not speak of. Anyway, she's a good kid too. She really is, and considering what they've all been through, they're damn good kids. And I'm not just saying that because they're mine. I'm not, because trust me, they're assholes too. I promise, they really are.
Y'all, if you just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles, and it ain't no fucking limits, okay? None. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 Central Time. Make sure you follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, Couch Chronicles No Limits on Instagram, and my main YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, and my .com, which is THA Real JANELL. I still got some more questions if you got time. You got time for me. Okay. Now, what keeps you going?
Your dog stole my tissue, but yeah.
It's more. There's more. I got you.
She just wanted to come see me.
Now, what keeps you going?
What keeps me going? My kids. My kids. My sister. My mom. She's been there through everything, even though I've given her a run for her money and, pissed her off and made her mad many, many times. She's always been there. She never left my side when other people did. We can't stand each other sometimes, but she don't like it because I have a mouth on me and it gets out of control sometimes. And she doesn't like the blunt straightforwardness and, that I have endured and started being more like in the last 5-6 years. And I can't sit back and not be a vocal person because I spent too many years of my life walking on
Quiet,
eggshells
yeah.
and staying tucked inside.
Now you like, fuck you, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck.
And not being who I was or who I am. And now I don't care. I mean, I went from being really overweight, lost weight quickly. When you do that, it's not a good. I mean, it can be very ugly.
What do you mean ugly?
You have well, trust me, there are places that are pretty. Anyway,
Yeah, with you.
it's hard to tone up muscle when you lose weight really fast like that, and it drops so quickly.
Yeah.
And when the fact that I've had 4 C-sections, I don't have any feeling in my stomach muscle, and it's hard to tone that spot because you have the overlap from the C-section, and 4 times being cut open, a 5th time for a partial hysterectomy. It's hard to get that back to. So I started doing the modeling to find myself and learn to love me again. The body art also was to help me find me and love me again.
Do you not feel comfortable with the way you look?
I do now.
Okay.
Used to, no.
You look amazing, by the way.
I look at pictures back when I was really overweight and I'm like, I look like a turtle. I didn't even have a neck.
Shut up.
I really didn't. I really didn't have a neck, I promise.
Man,
And my face is so chunky, you could even. I mean, it's like, who is that?
Man.
I promise. No, don't even pull the pictures out because she'll be like, what? That's you? Yes, that's me. But I look back on those pictures now and I could be proud because I did go from that to what I am now. And I'm not no Barbie. I say, if you spread a Barbie's legs, it'll break. So I like to keep a little meat on me.
Right. Shit.
No offense to you skinny girls, I promise.
Right. But wait a minute. So they getting their legs spread open like that?
Let's say,
Just-
let's say Barbies are fun to look at, but when you spread their legs, they break.
I did used to eat their feet off.
Oh my
I was
goodness.
little. When I was little, I used to eat all their feet off. I don't know why. To this day, I don't know why, but I never had a Barbie with feet. Ever. Shout out to all the Barbies with feet. Now, what was
Scarlett's just don't have clothes, and I think mine used to miss hands.
See?
Like the dogs would chew
Why
them
did
off
you-
or something.
Oh, the
yeah.
dogs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Peyton had a pit bull, and it chewed all the hands and feet off her Barbie dolls. And Scarlett just don't like to keep the
She
clothes
said
on.
Barbie is fake. Yeah, she is. Shit, that's why I just used to eat her fucking feet like it was gum. Shit. No. What was your upbringing like?
Well, turn it off, yeah.
I want to smoke. I can't smoke with the fan on, y'all.
We'll use go-go gadget arms.
Fact. Oh,
Maybe.
shit.
There. Got it.
Whew, I've been waiting to smoke, y'all. I can't smoke with the fan. The fan was like, I was like,
Oops.
I kept
I'm not
looking at the
having
camera
hot,
like,
the hot flashes are gone now, so
good. Good. Fuck them flashes. I could.
Yeah.
You know what?
Menopause sucks.
Shout out to everybody that have hot flashes and they still keep it together like they doing good. Cause baby, when I say them hot flashes be taking me somewhere,
They're not
sometimes I
pretty.
be like, I'll strip out my clothes. I'm like, fuck, put my hands in the freezer. I'll be so fucking hot. I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
this is,
and I told her, like,
this is
I'm
what
going
to
through menopause.
expect.
I don't even like myself lately because I'm so
Right.
grouchy. I'm like,
Right.
who is that?
I'll be having to
And-
FaceTime
and
myself like,
Thank God
sis.
for my boyfriend who puts up with that
Aw.
that crabby shit because I could get really moody and not even like myself when I get that way.
How long y'all been together?
A year next month.
Okay, it's about to be y'all anniversary.
Yep. July 24th.
Okay. I know that's right.
July
Look.
24th, 2 days before. my
Angela
birthday.
talking about some no joke. Yes, it be like that, man. Them hot flashes be something
I regret
else.
not listening
Do
to my
men
mom
go
now.
through that?
They do. It's
I know that's weird of me to say, but
No, they do. Because I asked the same thing. But my older sister, she's in her...
like I ain't never seen a man go through
She's in
no.
her 50s, almost 60, I think. And I just, is Matt going through? Do you guys deal with this too? And she's like, yeah, Matt's going through too. I was like, really? So they get to experience it too and see what
Right.
it's like? And she said, yeah, they do, but it's after 50s, I think, for men.
Oh, okay.
Women,
So
it's
what do they go through? Just the
Pretty
hot?
much, yeah, hot flashes, the
Okay.
whole change of where women, whenever we go through menopause, it gets to the point where it makes our periods go away, and that's why we're so bitchy and moody, and we're lacking estrogen and everything else, and it's just not a pretty sight, not at all. Men, they do go through it. I'm
They
not
probably
real
just be like,
educated
yeah,
on
I'm
it.
good, just a little hot. Turn the
They
fan
probably,
on.
yeah, they probably try to act like it's always so big deal.
Right.
Yeah.
We so crazy. We be like,
Oh, yeah.
Turn the motherfucking air be on too.
I was in the kitchen cooking with my boyfriend. It's like every time I'm in the kitchen,
Probably butt ass
it makes
naked.
it worse. No, I can't do that. But
Oh, I
but,
can't. I have to.
well,
It be
I can't-
hot.
His dad's around. I can't do that. Anyway,
Oh.
I start having hot flashes.
I'm like,
every
I'm
time,
hot.
every time I'm in the kitchen. He's like, yeah. Every time you're in the kitchen, you have hot flashes. Maybe it's the heat from the stove. I don't know, but it happens every time.
You need
He's-
some ice in your
He's
hand.
like, go get an ice pack out of the freezer.
Right.
He's like, there's plenty of them in there.
I keep an ice pack. Okay. Now, what was your upbringing like?
I said my mom was, she's pretty much a single mom of 5.
At what?
My mom was a single mom of 5 kids.
Oh, girl, I thought you said at 5. I was
No,
like, wait a
no,
fucking
no.
second now. I
Of
know it's
5.
the Couch Chronicles and ain't no
Of 5.
limits, but damn.
I don't think my mom's watching, but if she was, she'd be like, what?
Right. Because I know you heard what I heard.
Of 5, not at.
I was
Sorry,
like,
Mom.
damn, mama.
But,
Damn, Gina.
She was, single for the most part. I mean, she dated my little sister's dad when we were growing up. Shut up. I can't talk now. My mom's gonna go back later and watch this, be like, "What are you talking
Right.
about?" Anyway,
Damn.
when we I think I was 5 to 8 years old. We lived in Winnet with my younger sister's dad. His name was Julio. He's Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Other than that, we were always on the road because Mom was always running from the exes and boyfriends and ex-husbands and all that stuff. Traveling out of state, Michigan, Indiana, Kentucky, wherever, we landed up. And that was, time we got on the road. But I was fortunate enough to be able to do that and travel some because that's all the traveling I'd ever done in my whole life.
Right, that's dope.
Other than when I was married to my ex-husband, we took a trip to the Grand Canyon over spring break whenever we were still married, and it was pretty neat because it was 3 feet of snow was what snowed on the Grand Canyon.
That sounds
Luckily,
dope.
we were staying for a week because they shut the roads down behind us when we came in to go to our hotel, and they closed all the roads down that night in Arizona. But it was beautiful, even though they shut down all the rides, all the things you could do when it's not snowing, donkey rides, helicopter rides, all that stuff, rafting.
Oh, I didn't know that they had
Yeah,
all
they do
that.
all kinds of stuff at the Grand Canyon. Granted, we didn't get to do all that, but we did get to see it in snow, which a lot of people don't get to do that.
Right.
And
I was really
really
that
pretty.
sounds beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Because,
And probably the scariest thing is taking a bus tour up the Grand Canyon and back down because there's
rails,
There's
nothing.
nothing.
Oh, that's anxiety to
Nothing
the
on the
max.
side of the road.
I
at
wouldn't
all.
be able to do it.
And these bus drivers are crazy. I mean,
I wouldn't be able to do it, y'all.
You think Texas drivers are crazy? Go ride on a tour bus.
No,
to-
Texas drivers is
is New York. New
compared.
York.
No,
New
even
York
them
drivers. Oof.
compared to Atlanta. I'm trying to
Oh.
tell y'all, Atlanta
I
drivers.
haven't been to Atlanta yet. So
Whoa.
I did drive whenever we went to New York in September. I did drive in New York City, which was crazy.
Man,
we
even
stayed-
they got more respect on the road.
I don't know. They got
Atlanta, they'd be like, you know what? Oh, that's from out of town.
Exactly. Oklahoma license
You're
plate,
in
they
the
give
wrong.
0 fucks. And they're
I
like,
swear.
And they will literally cut you, push you off the road.
One time I had an officer tell me, give me $100, I won't give you a ticket.
We got chased through New York City. That was kind of scary.
Chase.
Yeah.
Wait, what you mean?
Me and
Somebody was probably just playing with y'all.
No. These were New Yorkers. These were Yankees.
They probably was just playing like because
no,
they knew
no,
y'all.
no, they weren't. We were heading to.
She said no.
No, they weren't. I was driving. We stayed in Brooklyn and we drove to
Oh wait a minute, y'all was in Brooklyn?
Yeah, we stayed in Brooklyn with
Okay.
Nicole. at the
Nicole,
airport.
see,
Yeah.
she be playing too much. Nicole.
No, tell her Nicole is true. We
Nicole,
did get chased.
why did you do that? She picked the Airbnb in Brooklyn.
Uh-huh.
Nicole.
Well, you know what? The first time I went,
She said no.
I stayed in Flushing, New York the first time I went in February.
Mhm.
I'd much rather stay in Brooklyn.
Mhm.
Flushing, no. No.
Okay,
Very
Nicole,
scary.
you said no. Are you saying no, y'all didn't get chased?
She wasn't with us.
Oh, okay.
It was me and the snake photographer, Salufa,
Mm-hmm.
and this model, Chris Brown, a model that was with us,
Okay.
and another model.
Why was y'all getting chased?
Okay, so we're driving through New York City, and
Oh, okay. She said I lived in Brooklyn.
they just don't care. They will push you off the road. They will cut you off. I mean, it's bumper to bumper, literally.
Right.
Bumper to bumper traffic.
Yeah.
So we're driving. We get to somewhere like down by where the Trade Center and stuff's at, and this guy's behind us. He's trying to like squeeze beside us where there's not anywhere to squeeze, and I wouldn't let him do it.
Oh,
And
see, that was it. That did it. They was like,
the female model,
and then they looked at your tag like, what the fuck?
Oh, God.
I know the
Yeah, they're
fuck
Okies.
she did.
Yeah, they're Okies. That's not cool.
What else?
Anyway,
Yeah.
the Yankees didn't like that
Yeah.
move from the Okies. So, we take off. The light turns green, and I'm driving down the road, and I look up in the mirror, and I'm like, oh shit, guys, they're coming up fast behind us. They're chasing us, and they're like, oh, no. Because the female model was in the back. She mouthed off to the dude, and it was a guy and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And they weren't happy. So
not only did you not let him go past, and you got a wrong tag, but she motherfucker back out, bitch.
But
it's over.
But it was priceless. So
they trying to prove a point.
We get stopped again, of course, because traffic's just crazy. Well, Salufa's in the front in the passenger seat, and he's got the seat laid back. So when the guy was doing what he was doing, he only seen the female model and me, the female driver.
Mm-hmm.
We stop, and I can see the guy in the mirror, and Salufa opens his door, Chris opens his door, and they both get out, and they step out, because the guy, they never get out of the car. This big-ass Indian dude, Chris is like 6'3", he steps out from passenger side, or driver's side behind me, out of the car, starts to round. Salufa steps out from passenger side, it starts to round out, and that guy's face just goes, his whole demeanor changed. He
thought y'all was by yourself.
Yes. He thought we were by ourselves. And he got a big surprise because we weren't. And we had, this black dude coming out of the passenger side, and, big old Indian, whatever Chris is.
See, they was just trying to scare y'all.
And, I mean, they trailed us for a long time. And I'm talking, we were driving like a bat out of hell through New York City.
Ooh, that's dope.
And by Central Park, actually. We were not far from Central Park whenever it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So when both of them got out, I sit there and watched him in the mirror. His whole face just went like blank. He's like, oh shit, kind of look on his face.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say nothing else. And he just left and didn't bother us anymore. So thank God for those two being in the car with us that day, because they were really, really adamant about catching up with us. And I'm talking, they had trailed back a little ways, and I seen them speeding their asses off in the mirror.
She was like,
guys. Oh, crap. What are we going to do now? We're from Oklahoma, and these Yankees don't like, they're not happy with us right now.
That is hilarious. That's a story to tell, though.
Yeah, it is. It's a funny one,
a good
actually.
memory.
Yes, and that's one of the ones that I love to tell, because it's hilarious. It really is.
Right. Now, what type of events do you like to work in better?
Just about everything. I'm open to try shooting everything at least once to to be able to find
where's your best element?
It's hard to tell. I did really good in the fashion show the 2 times that I shot it. I love nature. I do a lot of nature photography. I'm not sure that I will stick with that full, but that's where I lean most is nature photography, because I love it. I absolutely love it. Models, I like to work with the models that I work with. The get-togethers that we put together for photographer meets or whatever. But I haven't found that specific area that I'm gonna stay, or I don't even know if I have one. I think it's just like they say, jack of all trades. I'm a photographer of all trades, I guess you could say.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I like to do a little bit of everything.
Okay. That's what's up. Now, have you ever been put in a situation that you was uncomfortable
In my entire life? Oh yeah, many. There's been many.
Maybe in your photography work.
Photography? No, actually I haven't. I've had models that come to me that have. I've been put in a position where there was a photographer being accused of something that, whatever.
What's
and,
whatever?
Sexual, inappropriate things. And that specific photographer was one that I was really close with and worked close by. And I told him, I was like, you know what? I said, you better not make me look like a fool. I said, don't sit here and tell me that this isn't true. If it is, if I'm going to stick my neck out on the line for you, and then you make me look like an idiot and make me jeopardize my photography, because it won't be pretty afterwards. I'm not going to let you do that to me.
Right.
Especially when I'm going to be there and go out on the line for you. And because I personally can't say that he's like that, because they weren't like that toward me.
Right.
Just because they were like that toward somebody else doesn't mean that it's not true.
Right.
I can't say if it is or it isn't, because I don't know. Do I believe? I'm a firm believer in, if a female comes forward and says something like that's happened, that you should believe her, because I have been in that position where I was not believed.
Right.
And I made a promise to myself whenever I had my girls that I would always believe them unless it's proven otherwise.
Right.
And that's what I've done, and I've stuck with it. Being a model in this day and age, and with the world and how it is today, it is hard, and you have to take every precaution that you can to stay safe. And we can't stress enough, don't go to photo shoots alone. If a photographer randomly messages you and says, hey, you want to shoot, don't go to that by yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
No matter how good the opportunity is.
It does not matter.
Even if they say it's going to be plenty of girls there, you never know.
You don't, and you don't have to tell them that you're bringing someone with you. If you want to make them think that you're coming alone, then that's fine. And I think it's better to do it that way anyway, because then you can see that person,
what type of intentions that they have,
what their intentions are, and their true self. And I have several models that they'll come to me and be like, yeah, I got this, blah blah blah. I'll be like, well, it's probably spam. And I've even gone as far as I've called people out on Facebook for that kind of slimy shit, because it's not cool.
Right.
And it's not cool to lure people. I cannot stand people like that. People like that make me want to be an ugly person, and I don't want to be. That's not who I am. But because I've been there.
Right.
I've been there. I've been in that position. I've been that person. And it sickens me that people in this world are the way that they are. It saddens me, and it makes me angry.
Right.
And I have tried to tell myself to stop trying to understand the world, because it drives me crazy.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Y'all, if you're just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles, and it ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 Central Time. Make sure that you follow Crystal Jacobs on all social media. Also, 3Pennies Photography. It's all about love, support, good vibes, positive energy, and that's all we try to spread. Follow Couch Chronicles No Limits. Right. Yes. Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, Couch Chronicles No Limits on Instagram, and my main YouTube, Instagram, and .com, which is THA Real JANELL. If you want to support the couch, you can Cash App, PayPal, Chime.
The honeymoon
pot. THA, right. THA Real JANELL. And LaBella ate the lid.
Oh, I was wondering what happened to the lid.
Yeah, so we used to have a.
That's a good thing I got mine at home. Then she probably eat it too.
Yeah, she
would.
They were the same. Oh my goodness, she's crazy. I got a few more questions. Okay. I know it looks like I have a lot, but I can run through all of that.
You're fine.
Now, what sacrifices have you made for your business?
Money that I don't have, that's for sure, because photography is probably one of the most expensive professions that you can get into. There's a lot to it. I have not went out and got all the fancy this, that, and the other like most photographers have. I try to keep it minimal. I have a backpack because I carry with all my stuff in it, and I have a tripod, stuff like that. But I try to do more
hands-on.
Hands-on, and
I seen that. Wait a minute, I seen a position you was doing on this little fence, taking the photo.
It wasn't a fence. It was a dog, actually.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that was. You were hanging over that motherfucker. I said, wait a minute. You got to get the shot by any means necessary.
I got so much grief for that picture, actually. I really did. That's when I very first started getting into my photography. Andrew and I were doing a photo shoot, actually, at a park in Norman. and we were on the dock whenever that picture was taken, and I happened to sit on the railing, and I was just sitting there, just killing time, and he went to take a picture, and I was like, oh, where the model was sitting at, I laid down so I could see her better, and I'm like, oh, water, oh, concrete, and I'm like, wrap my legs around the pole, so I was like, oh, if I fall, the camera, everything's gonna go with me. And it's like, oh, well, if I fall, I know I can rip it off my neck because I had a strap around my neck. And,
Right.
Toss it, Andrew. Surely, I know he would catch it.
Right,
Sure.
right.
But I had so many people give me grief over it because they're like, oh, you could have ruined your camera if you fell in the water. And, and I'm like, you know what? If you never take a chance,
Right.
you never know when you might miss it on that perfect shot.
Facts.
It's always about risk and taking chances and getting in positions that just don't look right sometimes, but are very awkward. Camera suture is what they call it.
Now, how long is your turnaround?
I'm not sure. I have a dream to have a studio and to put all these things in it that I've accumulated over the years. And things for my sister's memory and in her memory.
They said that's why you need to be getting paid for what you're doing.
I know, and I do, and I really do, and I've had so many people give me a hard time because I don't push it more, and I really do want to start pushing it more, especially since I did your wedding.
And again, you guys, she is amazing.
And I'm the type of person, I don't want to. A lot of people, when they get into their calling or their profession, that makes me so proud. Thank you. They let it consume them, and they lose their way, and they forget who they are as a person, and they become cocky and pig-headed and rude and chauvinist, and like their shit don't stink and they're better than everybody else. And I've always said I'm not that person. I don't want to ever become that person. And if I start to, somebody better smack me upside my head and remind me.
Right.
Because I don't want to be that person that gloats and that thinks that she's better than everybody and and I've never, it took a long time, a really long time before I would ever admit that my work was good. That I was good at what I do. And
I think a lot of photographers do that. They're like, oh, I'm just getting started. This is just.
I don't know.
Like,
well,
what?
a lot of, there's a lot of photographers are the
I just
same,
got a few of these.
but they're different in a sense. Very few are in it for the passion. Most of them, a lot of them do it because they love the hobby, the money, whatever, to whatever it is that they go into it for. I don't ever want to lose my way and forget why I'm doing it.
Right.
And I have to continuously remind myself of why and why I'm doing it, what I'm pushing for. And that's why it's hard for me to get out there and push for the money.
Right.
Because I don't want to be that person. I don't ever want to become that person who is, this love and light. And then, oh my God, she's ugly. Never. I don't want to do that ever in my life because that's not me. It's not who I am. That's not who I want to be, ever. I know what that feels like.
Right.
And I know what it's like for people to rub it in your face because you're nobody. Because I was a nobody for a long time. And I really was. I was nobody, and that's how I felt my whole life. And I think my turning point was, there's a photographer that I friended on Facebook who lives in Texas. We've never met before in person, ever. Ever. Just talked on Messenger, whatever, bullshitted here and there. And because sometimes some of the Texas photographers will come up from Oklahoma and we'll all collaborate together, and that's kind of what we were shooting for. He had messaged me and told me that I was his inspiration for wanting to keep doing his photography, and I'm the reason why he is continuing to push for that and not give it up. And I'm like, how? We've never met before. He's like, I watch and I pay attention to all your posts, and I see all these wonderful, you're very inspiring, and you've been an influence on my life. And I've never met this guy before, ever in my life, ever. Just talked on Facebook. And he told me that, and I was bawling. I was in tears.
Yeah.
In tears, because it made me feel good to know.
Yeah. And you guys, I don't know if you noticed, but sometimes that's what people need to hear.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
And I don't give a fuck what you say. Oh, well, they already know this. No. Let them know that you know this too, and you want them to know that you dope. I love your work.
Thank you.
Girl, you see, we got the plan. What? What? I can't wait till we get all our photos. Girl, we about to get some printout. We waiting on our printouts.
I'm gonna get a flash drive ready for you when I get them all done, and I'll put them all in there so you can take them and
We love your
print
work.
them wherever you want to.
I said, I got to get her on the couch immediately. She needs to get some business. She needs to get her work out there more. Like,
I do, because I gotta support my kids.
I will say she got her business out there, but she need, you guys listen. I always say support your peoples. Like, support your people. And the way that you do that is you share, you tell people. If you, I see posts all the time where they be like, hey, anybody look, I'm looking for an editor, or I'm looking for a photographer, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. You have to share, you have to tag them, and even whenever you sharing like a picture or something, tag them.
Yeah, because people may not think that is a big deal or is something that's major, but it is, especially for those,
and it gets the algorithm up too.
And for those photographers who do a lot of TFP, which is trade for prints, with models who are just getting out there or whatever, or collaboration, whatever it is, make sure that you always post what you get back from them, because if you don't, it puts us in a position where we don't want to do free stuff anymore. We don't want to work with people like that who aren't going to support us, and it's not a wrong thing to do. Because if you're not going to support us, why should we help you or support you?
Right. And let's put this out there. We paid for our work to be done. Okay. Yes. We paid.
They were the biggest, my first biggest payment yet.
Let's not play with this. Okay.
Yes.
I'm all about support. I'm like, no, we ain't doing nothing for free. How much do you need? What you need? Just let me know.
I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. So we gonna make sure that we pay for anything that we get in. That's off the rip. So,
I don't mind working.
support. I know you don't, but support. And another way to support is you taking out time in your day. I need to be able to support your pockets, gas money, food. What about your kids? They miss you right now.
Exactly.
I need to be able to pay for that time that you missing.
Yeah, we take time away from our kids. We take time away from them, not only when we go take your pictures, but when we're at home editing them too, because
exactly, because they want to play, they want to talk, they want to, and you so busy like, oh, I want to wring your neck because I'm doing my work, but
and you got so many things at home you're supposed to be, you need to take care of and make sure they're done and whatnot, and then 9 times out of 10 this is us at 3 a.m. At the computer editing your pictures. I can't tell you how many times I fell asleep editing with my laptop on my lap and woke up, or my kids, poking me or whatever.
Right.
Because it means that much to us to get that out to you, because that's the love that we have for it.
Right.
And I've been kind of slacking a little bit on yours lately, but
no, girl, you haven't.
I've had my own,
she's lying, y'all. She's literally being modest.
Oh no, you haven't seen the brunt of it. That's not even. That's like a smidgen of it.
Oh, all the ones I've been getting, I'm like,
that's
just
a couple, maybe a handful or two, or a couple handfuls. That's maybe a handful and a half.
I can't wait to see how.
There's so many more. I'm like scrolling. I filled up almost a 32 or 64 gigabyte memory card at your wedding. So not all of them turned out. Some are blurry, because in the lighting sucked at times. But
Nicole said running your own business is hard work, especially when you're funding yourself.
And getting photography business off the ground is very hard. It is a struggle, because you have to spend money to make money. You have to have that equipment to make your money, and to be able to be successful in what you're doing. And my mom bought my first camera, and I found it at a pawn shop. It was a really good deal. It was a Canon Rebel 6, the whole kabang. I mean, kit caboodle, accessories, everything. And I'd been going to the pawn shop for probably 10 years or so. And I was like, how much for the kit? $268 out the door. I was like, $268 out the door. I was like,
you thought you meant 260.
I was like, I'll take it. Okay, yeah, because
that's a good ass fucking deal.
That is a damn good deal, because a camera body alone can run $3,000-$4,000 dollars. Just the body, not the lenses with it.
Facts.
Just the body. And the new mirrorless ones that have come out, the body of those make you want to pass out.
Oh yeah, I know.
But I got a really good deal.
My wife be showing me, she be like, "Hey, look at this." I'm like, "Ooh."
I found a really good deal on Amazon.
Get a house first.
Yeah, it makes you sweat. And I shopped for a long time. I was bouncing back and forth on whether or not I wanted to go mirrorless. But in December, when I went to Mississippi for the Manifest Fashion Show, I my camera kind of slipped off my wrist and it hit the concrete, and the shutter broke, and it made me very depressed for a long time because I broke my camera.
Okay, now I didn't know then. Okay, so listen, y'all. When I used to live in Detroit, I didn't really understand the importance of the lens. I was shooting a music video, and I was just like, I was in my zone, and I kept the punch in the camera like shit, and it and the was like splah, and they was like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and not charge you for the video, but I need you to pay for this lens. I said, well, how much is the lens? The fuck you mean? It was a grip. I was like, well, how much is the video? Because I'm gonna pay for the video.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And when the Canon Rebel, I shoot Canon. I've shot with Nikon before too. Antoine's camera was actually Nikon, so I've done both. And my friend also loaned me her Nikon for a little while to use until I got my own. So I've done both of those, and I like both, but I love Canon. I love it.
Well, what's the best? Like, what do they say the best is in the market?
Canon.
That's what they say is the best in the market?
Canon and Sony are right there together. I always give everybody a hard time that shoots Nikon, and most of them are my African American friends. Antoine, all of them. They're like, I give.
She got on there, my African American.
I give them so much shit. My black peoples, how about that?
Thanks. Yeah, it's Juneteenth. The fuck?
Because they all shoot with Nikon, and it's like we go back and forth and give each other shit over it. But I've used both, and I like the quality. I've got some really good pictures that I took with the Nikon, but my absolute best has been with Canon.
My baby like Canon.
And I recently upgraded to Canon, the R10 mirrorless. When I shot your wedding, I just had it just maybe a couple months. I was still learning it.
So does it shoot videos as well?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yes, it does. And
okay, so do most cameras do just like regular cameras and videos, or just?
No, most I think just about every camera has a video setting on it. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
If it's the professional style, like whatever, yes, they do. Most of them do. I know all the ones that I had.
How's the sound quality?
I had a Canon Rebel 6, a 3, and now my mirrorless, and a 3 and anyway. I've been back and forth with several different Canons, and they've all had video quality on it. Now, depending on the megapixel will determine your video quality, of course. I think the new mirrorless I have is like a 24 or 5 megapixel or something.
Right.
Really high up there.
Yes, Angela, I remember the Juneteenth talent show. Also, you guys, if you don't know, I will be performing tomorrow at Washington Park. Be there all day. Everything is free. They got all type of stuff in. It's kid friendly, so make sure that y'all out there. I'm be hitting the stage. I got a exclusive song that I'm gonna be performing, so make sure y'all there.
So when I dropped my camera in Mississippi and I shattered the shutter. So
and that's that part right there, right?
No, it's actually the inside part. This don't have one because this is mirrorless.
Oh, okay.
The other ones that have the shutters on it have the up and release.
Okay.
Yeah, piece on the inside, and when you take your picture, it comes up and down.
Right.
Well, when you bust that, you might as well just go get a new camera, because you can call. I called Bedford Camera and Video and asked them about.
Oh, this the part I thought you was something. That's the part I broke. I was like,
well, yeah, I've got a story on something like that too, called the Nifty 50 lens. Anyway, and I told them that what had happened. Cracked my shutter or whatever, and they said, you're better off just buying a new camera body, because if we fix it, we have to send it off. It's going to cost you more than what it's worth. So, yes, it sucks.
That's just like whenever you have a car,
but then again,
almost total.
I mean, you could be paying more money if you just sent it to get fixed. It's a lot better just to go out and buy another one. Yeah. And it sucks to have to do that, but it's cheaper in the long run. Yeah. It really is. I got a really good deal with this. I got a package on Amazon. It was the R10 mirrorless. It had a couple lenses, the whole accessory kit, shebang. And I think I spent on that camera accessory kit and the covers I got for my camera and the lenses and backpack and whatnot. I think I've spent $1,400 or less on all that, all that. And that's a really good deal, because if you go look up the bodies for a mirrorless, you'll be like, I think give you an arm and a leg, maybe. Right. That's what it seems like, because they are expensive. They're expensive, and my kids don't even. They go to touch my camera, and I'm like, don't touch my camera. You're my kids and I love you, but don't touch it.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Because
even my
Scarlett-
wife is like that sometimes. She be like, "Baby, you didn't close my bag." I'm
yeah,
like, ooh,
I'm
my
like,
bad.
I let someone hold my camera, my friend Christy, and I was like, you better hold that and
Like
treat it
it's
like
your
a newborn
yes,
baby.
right.
I mean, you hold it and caress it like
I
it's
know
a
better
newborn
now.
baby.
I'd be like,
You know,
make
if,
sure
if
it's
I do something and it gets broken, that's on me. If somebody
Right.
else does that, I don't want to have to be mad about
Ooh,
that. Or
right, 'cause that-
upset because
fuck around and lose a friendship behind that.
I'll be like, you're going to pay for that. And if it's my kids, you know, they won't be paying for it. I will anyway, so don't touch it.
Right.
Don't touch it.
If y'all just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles and it ain't no fucking limits. I got a couple more questions. We got Crystal Jacobs on the motherfucking couch. Also, 3Pennies Photography. Make sure that you follow her, support her, share this live. If you're watching on Facebook, share the live. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button. Follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, Couch Chronicles No Limits on Instagram, my main YouTube, Instagram, and .com, which is THA Real JANELL. I got two more questions and we're gonna wrap it up. One is I heard you was the Crystal Lady. Can you now don't say that it's because your name is Crystal.
No, I
Okay.
well, I mean, that could be that too, but yes. I do.
These are crystals we discussed.
They're not
today.
rocks, they're crystals. There's a difference between a rock and a crystal.
Yes, I just said
Big
crystals.
difference.
You didn't hear me?
Everybody's like, oh, you collect rocks. No,
I collect rocks
crystals.
too, but these are crystals.
But there's
too.
a difference. There is a difference between the two. There's Colt Stone. That's who I was talking about earlier. Who I met
Hey,
in
Colt.
Galveston. He is a photographer from Galveston, or Texas area. I met him in Galveston when we were there that summer. We became pretty good friends, and we've shot together quite a few times since then. And he comes up from Texas once in a while to shoot with us Okies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we battle with the Tex Okie stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But he still trying to determine who's better, and I try to tell him Oklahoma is, but he won't listen.
What is this inside?
It's herbs.
I
Like
love
protection,
the way herbs smell.
protection herbs.
Oh, okay. So this is like a whole protection one.
Mm-hmm. Well, a little bit. Yeah.
Talk to me
Yeah.
about it.
It's a little bit of protection herbs. You know, sage, rosemary, that kind of thing.
Positive energy.
Positive energy. Yes. Love and light, and
Yes.
lots of it.
We in there. We in
Actually,
there.
I have this necklace I have on. The crystal came from Colt Stone. He was in Las Vegas. I wasn't able to.
Is that one in your butterfly too?
The butterfly I bought for myself. Butterflies and pennies are a symbol for 3Pennies Photography.
Yeah.
Butterflies and pennies will show you the way, is what I like to say.
And I got 3 pennies at my wedding, you guys.
Yeah, it was actually part of my change whenever I was on my way there. And when I got it changed,
Listen
I
at you.
decided to
I
pass
thought
it on
this
to
was.
you.
I thought she'd been having this.
Three-
You guys, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that these pennies that she's been having for years, and then I finally got the.
No, I find them at random, either walking to my car in the parking lot or in my change
That's
when
your
I
sister
leave the
speaking
store.
to you.
That is my sister's way of saying
Yeah.
she's there and she's with me.
She's like, hey sis.
And
what you
actually,
doing?
Nicole, she told me about something that had happened with her.
What happened?
You want to mention what that was, Nicole, when you got the pennies?
No, we want you to mention it.
She said she was telling me that she had gotten, she left church or something or other, and she found 3 pennies on her way to the car or whatever, something like that. I don't
And
remember exactly
Angie
what she
said the herbs and the stones or crystals enhance the energy around it.
Yes. This world is too full of negative. We got to keep the positive flowing through as much as we can.
Okay. Yes, I love
We found
that.
3 pennies at your wedding. Yeah. That was the 3 I gave you. Yeah, that's what it was. The 3 I gave you. Yeah, that's what it was. Don't change. We found 3 there.
I know that's right. Yes. So now, what keeps you grounded?
Is that a trick question? Rhetorical question. You know, it's very hard to stay grounded and to weed out negative and the ugly and the bad and all that stuff. It really is. Because when you're an empath like I am, it gravitates to you. The people that are narcissistic or whatever, they gravitate to you because you are a reflection of what they want to be and they can't be, or you know, they wish they could be. And I've had my fair share of dealing with the ugly. My ex was very narcissistic, like full-blown sociopathic narcissistic. He messed up my hair. kind of narcissistic. Tied a knot in my hair when I was sleeping. Put Gorilla Glue in my hair and tied a knot in my hair when I was sleeping one time. And it was nobody there but me and him and our newborn baby, our little girl. But yeah, he didn't do it. I call bullshit, but whatever. It's, you gotta take time for yourself. You gotta take time for you. You gotta rejuvenate yourself, your body, your energy. Because when you give it out all the time, you deplete yourself really quick and very badly. And
Definitely find time for yourself.
Yes, you got to make time for you. And
Wednesday is my day where I get all my energy back. And
yeah, most of the time, whenever
the weekends,
I do that for myself, is I'll throw my headphones in my ears and I'll do some house cleaning. Or my friend Talsita talks about how I like to when I'm pissed off, I clean like really good. Like I get after it. It's like pissed off cleaning. If I'm mad or aggravated, I just get a lot more done because I try to keep my mind occupied and stay out of my head. Right. So I'm like continuously doing something.
Like I know this motherfucking wall ain't dirty. Like
where'd that dirt come from? Yeah. So it just I stay out of my own head.
Right.
That's my best way to
keep yourself grounded.
Keep myself grounded. Stay out of my own head. And not go there.
Right.
Because, no.
Now, my last question is, who is your go-to person when you need motivation?
Well, at one point in time, it was Andrew. He was always even before I started my photography, he was my go-to because he would listen. He always, he knew he taught in a way that he made me learn get out there and learn it myself. His way of teaching was to push me to go out and figure it out on my own and research it or whatever it was I was looking for the answers that I wanted. It's like one night I messaged him whenever there was a beautiful moon out. I was like, what settings would you use? And he's like, just kind of beating around the bush. So I was sitting here messing with him. This is when I first started. And I was like, well, how do you get the clouds in the sky with the moon? And you still see the moon like clear as day, craters and all. But all the clouds are showing up too, because I can never do that. I was like, why? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing? He's like, just play with your settings. Just play with your settings. That's all he said. Just play with your settings. I'm like, I have been, but I still can't get it.
Right.
But I finally did. I did. Good. I kept playing with it.
Yeah, because you got to play with that motherfucker for a long time. I know, because I watched my wife.
Yeah, you have to go back and forth. There's a lot of things that you have to look at, change, especially when it comes to shooting good pictures of the moon or, during the day. It's all about lighting and what settings you have and what's on what. There's a lot to it. And when I first looked at the settings on my camera, I was like, what do I do?
I don't recognize that shit.
So for the longest time, I shot on auto because I didn't know what I was doing. And finally I was like, you know what? I don't want to do that anymore. I want to jump out there and I want to learn how to do everything manually and, put more of myself into it. So when we were in Galveston, Jonathan Frederick he showed me how to, different settings on manual settings inside, dark and out, daylight, whatever. And I've been doing it ever since. Now I go to manual settings and I just figure it out on my own. I just play with it until I figure it out. Play with it, shoot, play with it, shoot, change it, shoot, whatever. Right. And then I get it down. I've taken some pretty rad, really nice, amazing.
I like rad
of the
shit.
Moon. I mean, you.
She took some pretty rad pictures, y'all.
I have even blown myself away with some of the moon pictures I've gotten, and I have one of the Mars and Moon when they aligned that year. It's the moon's up here in this corner and Mars is down here, just this little white spot, but they're aligned together, and I'm like, that little speck right there, that's Mars. I know a lot of people don't know that it's not a star, it's Mars. It's a little white speck in the corner, cat a corner from the moon is Mars, and when they aligned that year, I've got. The moon, I think, I love taking moon pictures. Because it's...
I love galaxies.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, well, the moon's always the same.
I love shrooms.
A lot of moon pictures are the same, but then again, they're not. They're different in a sense. And you can capture different settings with the moon, especially when it's cloudy. Or if it's a full moon and you got all these clouds out. There's always something different. And I love taking pictures of the sky, clouds, sunrise, sunset, because the clouds are always changing. You always capture something different every time you snap. Even though you're looking at the same one, it's something different in that second snap. And I've got some pretty beautiful pictures of clouds and sunrise and sunset. I've actually got 2 canvases My first print, canvas print was a picture I took at a cemetery, and it was a waterfall. Yeah, beautiful waterfall.
A waterfall at the cemetery.
Yeah, Rest Haven Cemetery and more.
Hmm.
And a lot of people are
They
like,
trying to make it pretty for y'all.
It's
pretty to die.
I've taken
is
some
what they say.
pretty beautiful pictures in cemeteries.
Oh, really?
A
So
lot of people.
you chill there often, Crystal?
I do. My sister's grave is the one place that I tell everybody I can go to. I mean, I could be bawling my eyes out.
Oh, you say grave sites, like you go to different ones.
No, hers is
just go to one.
Hers is the one that I visit for my
I can understand that.
Comforts. Yeah, I can go there, cry my eyes out, and I can leave happy.
Yeah.
That's my happy place. My sister's grave is my happy place, and I know a lot of people are like, "How's
No, I know
weird,
a lot of people that
or
spend.
how can you do
I'm
that?
not gonna lie. I know a lot of people that spend time at their
But
brothers'
it really
sisters'
is.
grave.
That's the one place that I feel free. I feel at ease and happy, and like I'm with her. She's with me. Yeah, I was 12 years old. 13 when that happened. She was 15. So I was a kid, when that happened. My whole world came crashing down.
Right.
I mean, my whole world came crashing down that night.
And you still go through it right now
And
to this day.
I don't know how, but I have. I pushed through it. And it has not been easy. I tried to commit suicide after it happened because I blamed myself.
Why would you blame yourself?
Because when it happened, the car that we were in slid off into the ditch, and we didn't see the road that everybody had been taking because it was dark. It was a dark gravel road. And when the driver of the car seen the taillights, he slammed on the brake and we slid off into a ditch. Well, we were out there with a bunch of people. Kitchens Lake and Moore, Oklahoma City Moore borderline. You can take 12th Street and Moore all the way out past Sooner, and that turns into Kitchens Lake, 119th and Air Depot Road. So we got out of the car. I told my sister, let's get out of the car and we'll flag somebody down because there was other people behind us. And she got out, was standing at the trunk of the car, and I went across the road, on the opposite side, and we're trying to wave people down, and the next car that came through, and it was like happened so fast. Next thing I know, we're trying to flag this car down, and seconds later, it's dusty, and I can't see, and I can't find my sister, and I didn't know where she went. She was hit. Her best friend was hit, and it took the driver's side door off the car. My sister's best friend at the time, she was a lot taller than her. My sister was 4'11". I think her best friend was a little 5 something. Well, my sister when she was hit, she died instantly. Her head hit the hood of the car, and she went under the car, and her shirt hung on the bumper. And then it ripped as she rolled out into the ditch. And I found her after the dust cleared. I was walking down the road and looking for her and hollering for her. She wasn't answering me. And there was a floodlight that I don't know where it came from, or because it was dark out there. And I don't remember to this day that light ever being there. But there was a light there shining on her whenever I walked down that road, and I found her. That's what let me find her. And she was laying there and lifeless. And I knew she was gone. I knew that she was not with us anymore. And I wanted so badly to pick her up and hold her, just tell her that I loved her. But I didn't. She was my best friend. We were closer in age than the rest of us. And my mom had 4 girls and 1 boy. And after that happened, we all went our separate ways. We're not as close as we used to be. Some of us don't even talk. And you would think that it would have brought us all together and closer, but it didn't. We were all dealing with it in our own way. My mom, losing a child. And then just losing his sister. And, people losing a friend. And all because we made a choice. Because we were young and thought we knew it all. And we made a choice to go somewhere we weren't supposed to be. And I pay for it every day. We all do. And I was very, I sheltered up my kids so much, especially my oldest one, because she came, she was born in 95, June of 95. And my sister died in October 92. So I saw her as my saving grace, my way to keep living and keep moving forward, and to not give up on life like I had tried to do, because I tried to overdose on sleeping pills that the shrink gave me, because I didn't want to live anymore. Because I blamed myself. I blamed me, because I was my idea to do what we did and get out the road. But I now know that it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't anyone. Really, the guy that was driving was, it was considered a drunk driver accident. And that's how it went to trial. It was him and his girlfriend in the car that night. But there was something about that night that never set right with me. There was something that in my heart that just didn't feel right, that didn't set right. I knew there was something missing, a missing piece in that night. I knew there was, and I never stopped searching to find it and figure out what it was. As there was a rumor that started not even a week after my sister was killed, that the girlfriend that was in the car had yanked the wheel toward my sister when she saw her. A rumor. This is a rumor that started happening before we even buried her. And someone once told me that there's always some truth behind rumors. They start from somewhere, some reason. There's a little bit of truth behind a rumor. Even though it's a rumor, there is some truth to it.
That's heavy.
And I found the truth I was looking for. The guy that was driving was really not at fault. He was, but he wasn't. He took the blame because he was driving. It was his car. He was our friend. After it happened, I was standing on the hill. After I found my sister, I walked back up the hill, and he kept walking up the hill, and he was sobbing and crying. And he wrapped me in his arms. He said, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Please forgive me for killing Robin. And in the moment, I did. I forgave him. And I don't know why, but I did. I told him that I forgave him. And it just happened. I didn't understand why. And I never told my family this. I never told them, any of them, because I was young and I had to follow their lead in society's lead of what...
They wanted you to be angry with him.
What it looked like and not the reality. And some of people in my family can't face the reality. I asked for years to see her autopsy report, and I wanted to know if what I had burned in my mind and what I saw, if it was true. I wanted to know for that closure, if that's what I saw. And they wouldn't let me see it. They kept it from me, so I got it myself last year. I emailed the ME's office and requested it, and she sent it to me in email, and I sat and looked at it for the first time in about 30 years, and what I saw was true. Every bit of what I saw was true. Because trauma can make your brain trigger certain things. It can make things and put things there that weren't real or didn't happen or whatever. And I had to know from my own mental state of being and my own heart if it was true. And it was. And I forgave the guy that was driving. I did. I told you that I met with him July 4th, 2020, for the first time since my sister's death, and since the trial that we went to where he was convicted of first-degree manslaughter and went to county jail in Norman. And I told him that I forgave him. Because it's what needs to be done, it's what should be done, and it's what everybody needs to do. Because the person that's really... I'm not even gonna say it. I forgive them for what happened. And as hard as that is to do, because that was my life, that was my sister, that was my best friend. I choked it down with the girlfriend, and I told her the same thing. I said, I forgive you. Even though deep down she doesn't deserve it. Him? Yeah, he does. He took the blame for something because he was the driver. And that's how society, the picture that was painted that the world wanted everybody to see. She was killed by a drunk driver. And that's how I lived my life until about 4 years ago. And that's what I put in my head, and that's what I put out there, and how I put my story and this, that, and the other, because that's all I knew. That's what I was supposed to say. Not what was real and what the reality of things were, what was in my heart. And I have a few times I've spoken my truth and what I know is the truth. And people don't like it. They don't like it. They don't want to accept it. They just want to place blame where they feel that the blame should be placed because of how it's seen. Someone who intentionally or meant to hurt somebody or kill someone or take their life, whatever, does not show up at that person's funeral. They don't show up at the funeral of the church, the funeral service, and stand there in the back of the person that they killed. They don't go to the cemetery when she's being buried. They don't have remorse if they meant to do it. And I don't believe for 1 minute that he ever meant to hurt us or hurt my sister or me. And I'll never believe that. Not again. I did for years, but not anymore.
You're strong, Kristen.
I try to be. I do. I try to be. I try so hard. My oldest knows the story. My oldest two know the story, actually. And my oldest, who will be 28 this month, she has gone with me to the cemetery where it happened at. She has one day. She told me she wanted to go with me one day, and I took her to where it happened. And I've used that as a healing mechanism to push myself to go there, to relive that night over and over again, to get better and to move on. I'm no saint. I'm not. I have sinned and I make mistakes like everybody else does. And I haven't all made, my choices have always been the best, and that was one of them. But I won't take it back. I can't take it back because it made me who I am. It made me see life from a different perspective and to appreciate things better, more, and not take it for granted, because we all do, and sometimes we don't mean to, but we do. So try not to, and appreciate those little things and those people that love you and are always there for you, because one day it can be gone in an instant.
Seriously.
And it don't take much.
I appreciate you for being on the couch. Seriously.
So 3Pennies is very sentimental to me. It means a lot. There's a reason behind my name, not just, most photographers use their name for their photography, or whatever it is. And mine actually has a story behind it. It has a meaning, and that's what the meaning is. It's my sister.
Yes.
It's for her.
So y'all, please make sure that you support 3Pennies Photography. Share, like, comment. Crystal Jacobs on all social media. It's the Couch Chronicles, and there ain't no fucking limits. I definitely appreciate y'all for watching. It's Friday. I hope to see y'all tomorrow for JUNETEENth. Everything is free and kid friendly as well. I love y'all so much. Y'all have a beautiful night. Turn up, but be safe.
This blanket, though.
Yes. Okay.
This blanket.
Man.
It's crazy. I took those.
Yes.
I did that.
Absolutely, y'all.
And it's soft. Oh my goodness,
It's
it's
fun.
soft.
Right?
Oh my
And the
goodness.
pictures look beautiful.
Thank you.
You can clearly see it. Y'all, it's the Couch Chronicles and there ain't no fucking limits. I love y'all. We'll see y'all Monday. Ew.
We went way over 10